Greetings Pokemon fans, my name is JD and welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Today we'll be doing a prediction video for a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal with Sunflora. This is an optimized playthrough. If you haven't seen the video from last week, I recommend you go check it out. We played through with Sunkern and we did eventually evolve into Sunflora, but we had to play through with Sunkern early, which means we had the Pokemon with the lowest base stat total and Grass type, all those disadvantages. With this Pokemon, we're still going to be Grass type, but we're going to start out with Sunflora's stats, which are significantly better, and see how much better we're going to do in a playthrough. And what we're going to do today is do a prediction for that. If you want to get this information yourself, I'm at bulbapedia.bulbagarden.net. Go to Wiki and then search for Sunflora, and that's where I'm at. So Sunflora, like I said, does evolve the Sunstone, but we're going to start fully evolved. It is a Sun Pokemon. I do want to show that it does have the medium slow growth rate, and it is also Grass type. So that's some disadvantages in the game when it comes to the Grass type. Medium slow is the best for playthroughs that I've come to notice. So I haven't done the stats of this Pokemon now. Sunkern had 30 in every stat group. It's 30 across the board, grand total 180. This Pokemon has some much improvedness over it. I think it's one of the biggest jumps from the base form to the evolved form that I think I've ever seen. So HP is 75, attack is 75 as well. Defense 55, special attack is 105, special defense 85, and speed is 30 for a grand total of 425. So special attack is really good. Probably it's by far its best stat. It's really good. And we have all Grass type moves, so that's going to coincide very well. Our Hidden Power also work with it pretty well. Special defense is okay. It's pretty solid. HP and attack are both 75, so those are solid as well. That's more than a 2.5 times boost in those two things, by the way, as well. Defense is meh, but it is better than 30. Speed is 30, and here's the problem I have with speed being 30, is Sunkern is a seed. And I don't know how it got around. I don't know if it had some kind of levitation ability, or if it just rolls around, or if you have to kick it. I don't know how it moves, but when this Pokemon grows legs, and when you have legs, I would assume you'd be a little bit faster than a seed that doesn't have legs and has to roll around, or whatever, however it gets around. That is one point of contention I have with what they did with this Pokemon. It is what it is. I understand it's not supposed to be a very powerful Pokemon. 425 is not great, but it's also nothing to sneeze at. It's better than 180, I'll give it that. So one more thing I wanted to show is what we are weak to. We are weak to Flying, Poison, Bug, Fire, and Ice type. Now here's the problem with that, is our first gym is Flying type. So this is what I mean by Grass types had a huge disadvantage in Gen 2, is the first gym is Flying type. So you have to deal with that. The second gym is actually Bug type, but you deal with Pokemon that have 4 times resistance to your moves. You have Bug Flying type, which is Scyther. You have Bug Poison, which is Weedle and Spinarak. So all those things you deal with early in this game. And then to top it off, your second rival fight, he has a Poison Ghost. He has a Flying Poison with Zubat, and he has a Fire type in Cyndaquil. A lot of weaknesses, I will say, things that are resisted to us, and we have to deal with a lot of those early. Now, Sunkern was not able to deal with them very well, just because of its typing and its lack of stats. So we have better stats with this Pokemon, so I think this Pokemon will fare very well. Here's the moveset, so I'll go over all the moves and I'll tell you what I'm changing in this playthrough to make it as optimized and as good as possible. We start with Absorb, 20 base power, 100% accurate. With Stab, it's 30. And Absorb, basically, it's a grass move. It's a very bad grass move, very poor grass move. We actually won't use this, and you'll see why here in a minute. But it's decent against some things early. You can definitely grind and level up pretty fast. We don't need to do that in this playthrough. I'm pretty sure we're not going to, at least. This Pokemon will have some decent moves and we'll be able to blitz through the early part of the game where we weren't able to do that before. Pound is a move we get, so this is actually added. Sunkern did not get this. So Sunflora gets it. It's 40 base power, 100% accurate. Not a great move, but it's better than having all grass moves, because when you come across like a Pidgey, or you come across something like a bug that's resisted, Pound can just be a neutral damaging move and get the knockout and not have to sit there and grind to get a knockout. Growth is a move we get as well. It is a move that ups your special attack by 1 stage every time you do it, and it lets you do it 6 times through the course of a battle, which is pretty good. It makes our special attack already great, extremely good. And at level 10, we will get Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf is 55 base power, 83 with Stab, 95% accurate move. This is pretty good early. It does critical hit a lot. The only downside is its lack of accuracy on it. But 95, we could do a lot worse than 95, trust me on that. Sunny Day we won't use, and the reason why is because Sunny Day is only useful if you're using Solar Beam, and we're probably not going to use Solar Beam. Solar Beam if you do this strategy where so what it does is if you do Sunny Day, Solar Beam does not have to take 2 turns to attack. It can attack in 1 turn. The problem with this is you have to keep a move slot with Sunny Day. And that means you have to keep a move slot with Solar Beam. So, and then you have Growth. So that leaves only 1 move slot left over for Return, Hidden Power, whatever. There's just not a lot of move versatility there, and there's some things going to resist this, so you're going to have a hard time getting through the game with just this. That's why I'm not going to go with this strategy. Maybe that there's like one battle where you might consider it, but it's not my first option. Petal Dance is a move we get at 31. It's the last move we'll get via level up, and that's 70 base power, 100% accurate. With stab, you're looking at 105. But it's very powerful. The only problem is when you're done, it basically does like 2 or 3 turns where it will hit, and you don't have to click the button to attack again. But when it's done, when it runs its course, you're confused. But if that's not the worst thing ever, it's a very powerful move, and we'll use it to our advantage. So that's our moves via level up. But like I said, we're going to change some things, but I'll get to that here in a second. Let's go over TM movesets real quick. Curse, not going to use. It's outlawed my playthroughs. Toxic. There is a strategy where Toxic and Sleep, Rest can kind of work together to stall out a Pokemon. But I've yet to use it, and I don't think I ever will. Hidden Power. Hidden Power Ice is what we're going to go with in this playthrough. We did in the last playthrough, and it works to perfection to take care of some of our weaknesses. It makes some gym leaders very obsolete. And it goes off our special attack stat, which means it's going to be very powerful. It's 70 base power, 100% accurate. Eventually, we'll get boosted with some things, but with our special attack, it'll be a lot more powerful than just the 70 base power. Sunny Day, like I said, not going to use, but we can pick up a TM if we change our mind, so that's good. Sweet Scent, Snore, Hyper Beam, Protect, not going to use, but Giga Drain is definitely a move I would use. So that actually Sun Current gets us via level up, but when we evolve Sunflora, this is a weird Pokemon. It really is a weird Pokemon because it completely changes the level up moveset, which it happens. It doesn't, but that's just a drastic change because it's not even the same moves for the most part. If we stayed at Sun Current at level 10, you don't get Razor Leaf. At level 10, what you get instead is you get Mega Drain. So it's just a weird dynamic for this Pokemon. That's all I'm going to say. But Giga Drain is a move we'll have. It's 60 base power, 100% accurate, 90 with stab, and it replenishes our health. And this will be very useful near right after Elite Four, but to the end game. Very useful move. Frustration, Endure, Solar Beam. We can get it via TM if we change our mind, but I'm not going to go over it again. Return is a great move because it is our staple physical damaging move. It's 102 base power with your maxed out friendship. It's 100% accurate, so it's very good, and this will help you. It has good power points. It has 20 power points. It'll help you get through the game. It doesn't go off your best stat, so don't expect it to be like your best move, but it will be a very useful move. If only this Pokemon was normal type. Normal types do very well in this game because this return's so overpowered. Double Team, Swagger, Sleep Talk, and I'll talk about Sludge Bomb here for a couple seconds. Sludge Bomb's not a move I plan on using, and the reason why it's because it's a special move. If it was physical, might consider it and save return for later whenever my friendship's maxed out. But there's not a lot of things weak to poison, and I just don't see how if it was physical, I'd consider it because it is special attack, so that's a good thing about it. But I need a physical move. If it was physical, I'd actually consider it because I need something physical to hit things. But it's not stab, we're not grass, poison. So it doesn't have any real use and doesn't have any stab, but it is a consideration, but I doubt I'm going to use that in this playthrough. I didn't use the last one, I did just fine. So I just got to be more optimized with what I'm doing in the playthrough, not adding different moves. Rest, it will come in handy. We're going to use it probably in the last battle, just like I did in the previous video. It'll be very handy with setting up, healing, and then sweeping. Attract, Cut, Flash, not going to use. So that's our level up moveset, or level up and TM moveset. And when you look at this, we don't have any breeding moves. We don't have any tutoring moves. The only thing we have is a previous evolution move, which I'm going to use because I don't have any other options. And I'm going to use Mega Drain. Mega Drain, it won't have a long shelf life because there's no point in having more than one grass move for very long. So at one point we're going to have Razor Leaf and Mega Drain. All Mega Drain does is it replenishes our health. It's 40 base power, 100% accurate, 60 with stab. It does not have a lot of power points, so you'd have to heal a lot if this is your primary move, but we don't have to. We have some diversity here. It's going to help us out. So as you're looking at the in-game move set, Mega Drain will replace Absorb. So we're going to start out with Mega Drain, Pound, and Growth are what we start the game with, and we eventually get Razor Leaf pretty fast, and that'll be our starting move set more or less, and then eventually we'll get Petal Dance, Hidden Power, and return, and we'll figure out all those things. We do need to keep growth throughout the entire game. So let's go back to our first slide, and I'll kind of go over what's going to happen with this playthrough. So, like I said, we're going to start off with Sunflora. It'll be fully evolved. It'll have, not all those stats will be abundant right now, but we'll have the boost and all those stats. And like I said, we're going to modify our IVs to make it so we have Hidden Power Ice. Now, it doesn't detriment us too bad because it only makes the defensive stat go down. So that's not a big deal. We want to be attack better. We want to, be able to use our special attack, physical. But our defense is the least of my concerns. Now, the problems we came across in the previous playthrough, we've kind of eliminated. One, we didn't have a problem with the starting moveset. Absorb did what it did, and Mega Drain will just be better, so we can fly through the early part of the game. We don't have to grind. We can just fight the battles. Pound is a big improvement because anything that's resisted, we can just use a neutral damaging move and get it done. And it gives us a little bit more versatility in the early part of the game. So the first gym is not going to be a struggle. It wasn't a struggle with Sunkern. It's not going to be a struggle with Sunflora. We just got to set up and sweep. Only 2 Pokemon in there can actually hit us with Flying type, and that's Faulkner's Pidgeotto and the trainer with the Spearow. His Spearow has Peck. First gym's not going to be a problem. Second gym, I don't foresee it being a problem. The only problem I can say is there's poison types in there, and we got to worry about that. But I think we can set up and sweep as well because the stats are way higher with this Pokemon. 30 base stat on the special attack, and then you set up, it doesn't get very high. But if you have 105 and you're able to set up 6 times, that's a drastic improvement there. And then, like I said, our rival battle, we can do a lot of things with it. Razor Leaf is powerful. We can still increase the stats by using growth. And I just think that battle will be a lot easier. So those are three of the first battles, the first landmark fights that were very difficult. And I think we'll just do so much better. Now in Goldenrod Cities, that's where we evolved. So from there we have the stat increase. But what we will do this time is I'm going to invest a lot of money and a lot of time into carbs to try to get our speed as high as possible. But I'm also going to be doing in this playthrough that I did not do in the last one, is I'm going to over level. I've looked at it, and there's no other way to really get our speed higher than to have a couple more levels. So we went into the Elite Four, I believe, in the first playthrough at level 52. So this one, I'm shooting for level closer to level 56 or 58. I think maybe 55 might be where I need to be just to get over damage rounding thresholds and things like that. But also to help our speed. So that's the biggest concern I have, is the speed for this Pokemon is just abysmal. I think there's a lot of things that we're going to do pretty well. We did some really good things once we got the Sunstone evolved and we were Sunflora. It's a drastic night and day difference in these 2 Pokemon. A lot of the I don't feel like a lot of the gyms were problematic. I don't feel like our rival battle was problematic. The only problem is the early part, and then just being more optimized and knowing I need to fight some more battles. May cost a little bit more time in some areas, but my goal with this is to get the Elite Four beat in under an hour and a half, and to get our red battle beat in under 2 hours. So this is a grass type Pokemon. This is very ambitious because, like I said, we don't really have an advantage over any gym leader until the post game. In the post game, I'm so over leveled at that point, it doesn't matter. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like I said, an hour and a half to get through all the way through the Elite Four, and then under 2 hours to get through and beat the game and beat red. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think I'm going to have an issue? What do you think the Pokemon name should be? Anything like that? Let me know. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Friday.